Hey guys, it's Solaire here with the Season 10 Diana guide, and I'm going to be showing you 3 things you need to know on Diana, including itemization and runes. So stay tuned for the video. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start off with some runes. So these are the runes that I usually run on Diana. I usually go Conqueror, just so I can, get that sustainability and healing when I'm like fighting a champion or something. This gives me a little bit more mana throughout the game, when I get takedowns and etc. Just give me a little bit of tenacity so that the CC isn't like as much. Cryptic Grouse, just so I can do a little extra damage in there, and then Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter to give me more healing. So like if you get a pull in with like if you like pull in quite a bit of people with your ult and you like hit them with it, and deal a shit ton of damage, then you'll heal quite a bit. Healing like 300 health at a time. So that's really good. And then I usually go offense, adaptive force, and armor, or magic resist depending on the person you're going up against. Okay, let's go into tip number 1. Okay, so we'll start off with Diana's abilities. So Diana's passive, it basically just every third auto attack it gives you like an empowered cleave, like an empowered auto attack basically. And depending on your level and how much ability power you have, depending on your items and etc., it'll deal more damage. And also, if you use an ability, and also her passive just gives her 40% bonus attack speed. And after casting a spell, the bonus is tripled for 3 seconds. So like for example, if I auto attack, look, I have my passive now. You can see because my blade is all like, well, it's because I'm all like fired up and shit. Then boom, if I hit, boom, it cleaves for more damage. Boom, right? And then you see how fast I was attacking there. If I auto attack, auto attack, or if I do a spell, boop, boop, you see I'm attacking faster. So that's basically her passive. And then her Q, it basically just unleashes like a little bolt that's curved. So watch, like that. And and that's basically it for that. Her W, it gives you like it spawns 3 little orbs around you, giving you a shield. And every time they're popped, it gives you a bigger shield, as you can see. And it scales with your AP or how much ability power you have. Your E is basically just a dash, and then your R is like a huge pull in. And the more people you pull in, the more damage you deal. So try to pull like their whole team. But it's also good for 1v1s. And that's basically all her abilities. So let's move on to the first tip. Okay, tip number 1. Um, when you're trying to hit your Q on your opponent or enemy laner or anybody in the game, you want to try to hit them with the end of your Q, because as you can see the hitbox is much larger and it's easier to hit and it's harder for them to dodge it as well. So when you want to Q them, just try to aim it at them. Don't try to go like this, try to predict their movement or something. Try to hit them with the end of it, with the end of your Q, so that it has a larger hitbox. Okay, tip number 2. So when you wanna, Q and then E, because when you Q, and if you dash to a moonlight target, it actually resets your E. That's just not, that's not just because I have my cooldowns. Like watch, if I take that off and then I go like this, right, and then I dash, as you can see, it comes back up. But that's what most Dianas do. They wait for that to hit and then they sit around and then they dash, right? Or they let it sit and then dash. You know what I mean? But what you gotta do is you can actually throw your Q and dash at the same time, and then it also resets it, so that you're not like wasting time. You know what I mean? And you can catch them off guard. Watch, boom. See that? Like being the Q's like midair. They're not gonna expect you to dash just like when it's midair. So that's like one thing they should try to do. Practice it. You know, practice your range. Practice everything. Boom. Don't hit him and then just be like, oh, he has moonlight. You can't just wait for him to have moonlight. Gotta dash. Your range is pretty far. Tip number 3. Okay, so say for example, you're fighting your enemy laner, right? And then boom, an enemy jungler comes out of nowhere. you could technically run here, and instead of just running here, you could catch them off guard and be like that, right? I kind of messed it up a little bit right there, but then you could just, escape like that, right? And then when you get all the way over here, you could even go like this. Look at that. They're not gonna expect that, right? And usually, hopefully the top laner, enemy top laner won't see or anything like that, but you could also do that, right? And that's a very good way of getting away from your opponents, especially if you're getting ganked or something like that. But I understand if they have hard CC, then it's kind of hard to counter that. So yeah, but those are all the tips I have, and we can get into the itemization. Okay, so as for itemization, what I would recommend, so say for example, you start, you go Dorans, potion, and then you get your little ward, right? Go to lane, you come back. What I would try to aim for, right, since you probably wouldn't have any potions, I would probably go for that, and then you want to go for I would probably go for a Hextech Protobow. And if you're ahead, I would get the Hextech Revolver on your first back, or you can get a Kindle Gen, which is also very good. Or if you can't afford either of these, just get one of these with a refillable potion, and that's a very good back as well. Okay, but since you would have your Dorn's Blade, you also want to go for the Sex Tech. If you're going against heavy AD like an Aurelia, a Zed, a Talon, or anything like that, I would rush Seeker's Arm Guard because it gives you so much armor and it's so good for that. I wouldn't get Zanya's first item, but I wouldn't recommend that because there's other items that you can get to make yourself more tanky and etc. I would always rush Hextech Protobolt. Then I'll probably have like boots, and then I would probably go if it's against heavy AD. I would probably go Zanya's. If not, I would go Rylai's. And if they have a lot of healing, so if you're going up against like a Warwick, with like a Vladimir, etc., I would go definitely Morello's third item, and then I would definitely go Zanya's just because it's really good for you to dash in. And I would also recommend getting a Rabadon since your damages um, would be like multiplied. So I would definitely do that. And then for your last item, it kind of just depends. You can go a Void Staff, which is very good. Especially if they have a lot of magic resist. Or another good item. Another good item. You could also get Nashor's. Nashor's Tooth is really good. Usually I would go Rylai's just because I love the slow. You could do that. And I know this might sound weird. You could also get Spirit Visage, especially if you're going against heavy AP. And especially if you need a tank on your team, because Diana is actually a very good tank. People underestimate that as well. And another thing that people not usually do, but a lot of other things that people do is they rush Rod of Ages, and then they go Hex Tech into like into that. And also, it always recommends like sorcerer boots and stuff like that, but don't be afraid to go like ninja tabis, for the heavy AD on their team, or like you're going up against like a fed Vagar, don't worry about getting that Mercury Dreads, you know what I mean? It just depends, on what you're going up against. But the usual build is this. This is what I would usually go. Not in that order though. Probably do it in that order, right there. And that's the build that I would usually go. And as for runes, like I've said, definitely go Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Legend of Tenacity, Coup de Grace, Taste of Blood, Ravenous Hunter, and then attack speed, adapted force, and armor, or magic resist, depending on who you're going up against. And that's basically it, guys. That's all the tips and tricks and itemizations and runes I have for you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something new. Comment down in the description below I mean, comment down in the comments below if you guys have any other suggestions for me, you know, so I can include them in the next guide for the next patch or something like that, and for me to include in my mobile fire guide, which you guys should go check out as well. Well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.